Remove the rivets. Pry up the center of the rivet first. This will unlock it. Next, pry up the base of the fastener.
Turn the wheel to give yourself better access to the lining.
Now before we get in the wheel well, we're going to remove this piece of trim. Now I would start at the bottom. There's some clips here. You can kind of grab and pull or use a panel puller here to kind of pop this off. And basically we want to just get this off essentially up to where the bumper connects to the rest of the car here. So once we have it past that point, we can kind of just leave it.
Remove the rivets. Pry up the center of the rivet first. This will unlock it. Next, pry up the base of the fastener.
There's a vertical bolt basically where the bumper connects right here. We're going to want to remove that. That's a 10mm bolt.
Turn the wheel to give yourself better access to the lining.
So now we're going to come do the same thing we did on this side with this trim. Again, we can kind of start on the bottom here and pull. All right. So we want to make sure, just like the other side, that it's just back up to the point where the bumper connects there.
Remove the rivets. Pry up the center of the rivet first. This will unlock it. Next, pry up the base of the fastener. Remove the bolt by turning it counterclockwise.
Now we're going to come to the bottom, and there's some bolts kind of along the front here we're going to have to remove. So when we get under the car, there's two bolts that are kind of towards, this is kind of the center of the car. So these two bolts kind of closest to the middle of the vehicle, this is what we need to take off to remove the bumper here, just these. Now we have the bolts and fasteners off on the top, in the wheel wells, and underneath, so the bumper should be ready to come off here. So we're going to come to one side or the other here and locate where it connects and just wiggle and kind of pull back here, and we should be able to kind of get that to kind of come back. And all we really are trying to do is just disengage this part here. The rest of it we'll kind of get from the front here. We're going to go do the same thing on the opposite side now. So now everything's loose, we should be able to get this bumper off. We have put down kind of a carpet here so that when we pull this off, we have something to set it on so we're not scratching any paint or anything. So my suggestion here would be to come to kind of one side or the other at this point, and we're just going to kind of wiggle and pull back. You can see that kind of came back a bit more there. We'll do the same thing on this side. We're just kind of pulling this out from like underneath the headlight here. It's kind of clipped in there. And then we want to kind of come to the center, wiggle and pull there. It's going to kind of come out here, wiggle and pull here, and wiggle and pull there. And then that's going to come down. We're going to come over here, and there's a wiring harness. There's one harness here that we need to remove. Okay, this is the connector that's connected to the bumper. What you have to do here is there's a little tab right here. So we push this tab and kind of pull up on this mechanism here, like so. And now it's unlocked once that mechanism is up there, and you can just pull it straight off. So now we're going to bring the bumper back up. Now, one thing to keep in mind, we have these little tabs. These are where the bolts go that kind of connect this underneath. These are the two bolts that we took out underneath. Now, these little tabs need to go, there's a panel right here. These little tabs need to go kind of between the panel and the frame of the car. So when you lift this up, you want to make sure that these are kind of sliding in that way. Before I lift this up though, we're going to come over here and reconnect this connector. And when we reconnect it, we just slide this on here, and then we just want to push this mechanism down. That'll actually kind of cinch it in there. And then again, we're going to kind of line these up so that we know that they're going kind of over the top here, and then bring this back up. So basically we're just trying to get this kind of into place. Be careful again, because the trim on the side can kind of get caught up on this. But basically, we're just going to get this up here. Now, once we kind of have it up here, what I would suggest at this point is we're going to come and put these fasteners back in just to kind of hold this here for us.
Replace the rivets. Align the base of the rivet first. Next, push down on the center to lock it in place.
So now we're just going to kind of reattach this part. So we want to kind of lift up here, get this kind of lined up, and we want to just come kind of across the whole center here and just kind of tap that back into place here, like so.
Replace the bolt by turning it clockwise. Replace the rivets. Align the base of the rivet first. Next, push down on the center to lock it in place.
We're going to put the trim back on, and basically we're just lining up these tabs and pushing this back in. Now, these tabs should be pretty lined up to begin with, so you shouldn't really have to do too much here.
Turn the wheel to give yourself better access to the lining.
Replace the bolt by turning it clockwise. Replace the rivets. Align the base of the rivet first. Next, push down on the center to lock it in place. Align the trim and secure it to the vehicle. Return the trim to its original position. Replace the bolts by turning them clockwise.